Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I appreciate everybody who is here tonight. Today is Tuesday. That means we are going to be playing 3 rounds of Old School Magic in the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So I appreciate you all being here. Today is May 18th, and this is what we are going to be playing today. So I played this about 4 months ago. Sometime in January, I played a version of the deck. I decided to dust it off and play it again tonight. Made a few adjustments to the version that I played back in January so that maybe I can do a little bit better, and perhaps I can pull out some W's with it. Some of the changes are in the sideboard. Actually, a lot of the changes are in the sideboard, but I did take out the Time Twister and the balance out of the main deck. I did not end up putting the Twister in the sideboard, but I did put the balance in the sideboard. So we've got a pretty decent sideboard plan where, since we have no creatures in the main deck, boarding in creatures can happen quite frequently, and then some blue blasts and red blasts in the balance, and a Circle of Protection red, a Divine Offering to complement the one that is in the main deck, Ivory Tower, and Wrath. Premier Control deck for the old school format, and this is what we have going on today. So I appreciate everybody who is here. My name is Rich. I am your host. This is my stream, and thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you. We've got Bruins in chat. We've got Svartaski. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong in chat. But my regularly scheduled stream, I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern as part of the Northern Paladins Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So you can join me each week for my regularly scheduled stream. Don't forget to follow. Turn on those notifications so you know when I go live. Old School Guard, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Coming soon, I will be streaming some Final Fantasy Randomizer. It is a randomized version of Final Fantasy for the original NES. That's a sped up version of what's going on the screen right now, as you can tell by the clock and how fast things are going. But you take the original NES game of Final Fantasy, and you take all the key items and you shuffle around where they are in the game, and that's how the randomizer happens. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I've been playing that for a few weeks now. I do have some of the videos up on my YouTube channel, and I'm looking forward to streaming some of that here in the near future. So let's take a look and see. Why do I have an opponent already? Hey, how's it going? So we are welcoming Steven to the stream, and he is our opponent today. How's it going today?
All right, what's that playmat?
Mana Drain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So let's get your name up here on the stream so that people can see it. And turn it on. There we go. Alrighty. So let's play some Magic.
Yep.
Where are you from, Steven?
Virginia.
Virginia. Alright, so you were saying in the chat beforehand that you guys had to deal with the quote-unquote gas crisis that happened last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, you know, the town that's closest to me, like all the gas stations were closed, like Thursday night, and it was kind of hard to get gas until, like the one that's near me didn't get gas until maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
So, you know, not terrible, but it was, you know, it was definitely disruptive for a lot of people.
Right. My parents drove up in their RV from Florida. They had to delay their plans by a handful of days, by about 5 days, because of the gas shortage. Especially when they're in an RV, it's not like when you're in a car where it's, you know, you can go, you know, 20 more miles or whatever. When you need gas in an RV, you don't want to be pushing it and making sure that you can stop for gas when you need to get gas. But,
yeah, I knew a lot of people that were traveling over the weekend for like graduation stuff, and yeah, it was kind of hectic, but seems like we're all okay now.
yeah. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
You can go 3, 2, 1.
3, 2,
No.
1. Why don't you do the same
1,
then?
2, 3, 2, 1.
And then you
All
want
right.
to choose even or odd?
Yep, I'll choose even.
Okay. It is odd. It is a 5. So I will play first.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Good luck. All right, I'll keep.
I'll keep. And I will go Volcanic Island and say go.
I will draw. I'll play an island and pass.
Okay. I will draw. And I will play an Underground Sea and I will say go.
I'll draw. Play an island. And a relic barrier.
Relic Barrier. Sure.
All right, I'll pass.
Okay, draw. City of Brass. Go ahead.
Tap. Draw. Island. Howling Mine?
I have a response.
Yep.
I will disenchant your Relic Barrier. I will take 1 down to 19.
Okay, so that's on the stack.
Correct.
Right? Yep. Okay. Then I'll pass.
Okay, untap. Draw 1. Draw 2. I will play a Factory.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say go.
I'll tap. 1, 2. Island. Play a Zephyr Falcon.
Zephyr Falcon. Okay, I smell some stasis action going on. Zephyr Falcon resolves.
Okay. Then play a Soul Ring,
Okay.
and I'll pass.
All right. End step.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take another point, and I will disenchant your Soul Ring.
Yep.
I'm at 18. I will untap, and then I will draw 1, 2. I will play an island. I will play a Mox Ruby. I will use my Ruby to activate my factory, and I will attack you for 2.
Okay, no response. I go to 18.
All right, so 18s each. And I will say go.
Untap. I will draw 2. Play an island.
Yep.
I'll play a stasis.
Counterspell.
Okay. I'll swing with the Falcon.
I'll take it. 17.
And I will pass.
Untap. How many cards do you have in your hand?
4.
4. Okay. Draw 1. Draw 2. I'll play another City of Brass. I will activate my factory and attack for 2.
Yep, no response. Go to 16.
And I will say go.
Untap. 1, 2. I'll play a maze.
Okay.
And then I'll play another stasis.
Sure.
Okay. I'll swing with the Falcon.
I'll take it. 16.
And I will pass.
End step, I'll take a point and I will disenchant the stasis. I'm at 15. I will untap. Draw. Tundra. Cards in your hand?
4.
I will take a point down to 14. And I'm going to cast a regrowth on the counterspell.
Okay.
And I will say go.
Tap. 1, 2. Play an island. 2. I'll play a Fellwar Stone.
Okay.
And I'll swing with the Falcon.
I'm going to sword as a falcon.
Alright, I'll boomerang him.
Okay.
And then, so second main, I will recast him.
Okay.
And I'll pass.
And you have how many cards in your hand now?
3.
3. Okay. Untap. Draw 1, 2. I'm going to cast a Jayemdae Tome.
Okay.
And a Lotus. And you can go.
Okay. On tap. 1, 2.
Simon, I'm glad you're here. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. For those who are not aware, Simon is also a streamer who streams Old School Magic. Link to his channel is in chat.
All right, I'll play a desert.
That's a desert.
I'll swing with the falcon.
I'll take it. 13.
Then 1, 2. I'll cast another Fellwar Stone.
Okay.
And then 2, 3 to cast a Time Elemental.
Time Elemental. All right, how many cards are in your hand?
2.
2 cards in your hand. I'm gonna counterspell on the Time Elemental.
Okay. Then I'll pass.
Okay. Untap. I will draw 1. I will draw 2. I'm gonna swords on your bird.
Yep. Go to 17.
Brings you up to 17. And I'm gonna play Underground Sea. Crack for 3 blue.
Yep.
I'm going to geyser myself for 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I will play a sapphire and an emerald, and I will say go.
Tap. Draw 2. 1, 2. Oh, it's in tap 2. Play an island.
Yep.
And then a Zephyr Falcon.
Okay.
And I'll pass.
End of your turn, I'm going to draw a card.
Okay.
Untap. Draw for turn. Draw for the mine. Play a jet. Play a tundra. Swords on your falcon.
Yep.
Brings you up to 18. And you can go.
Tap. 1, 2. Play an island.
Yep.
And I will pass.
End step, I will draw a card. Untap. Draw 1, 2. Cards in your hand.
I've got 3.
Okay. I'm going to play a scrubland. Soul Ring.
Yep.
Disrupting Scepter.
Yep.
And I will have you discard a card.
Yep. I get a pick, right?
Yeah.
I'll discard an island.
Okay. And you can go.
All right. 1, 2. The 2, I'll play a Relic Barrier.
Resolves.
Then I will use it to tap down my Howling Mine, and I will pass.
Okay. End step. I will draw a card. Untap. Draw 1 for turn. How many cards are in your hand?
3.
3. Okay. I will play an Underground Sea. I will have you discard a card.
I will discard a Sapphire.
Okay. I will activate my factory and I will attack for 2.
And I'll use the maze on it.
Okay. I will Time Walk.
Okay.
I will draw a card with a tome.
Yep.
And I will cast the Abyss.
Okay.
And then I will end this turn. We'll move to my next one.
Okay.
Draw for turn. Activate the factory and attack for 2.
Yep, I go to 16.
I will have you discard a card.
I will discard a boomerang.
Okay. And then I will cast the Hive.
Okay. Yep.
And you can go.
Untap. Draw 2. 1, 2. That's untapped. I will play a stasis.
Okay.
Then I'll play a factory,
Okay.
and I will pass.
1 card?
Yes, 1 card.
Okay. So no one taps. Draw.
You get
I'll
to draw
play a
2.
Tundra.
Then-
Sorry, you didn't. Okay, draw 2. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
And go ahead.
All right, I will pay stasis tax.
Yep.
Draw 2, 1, 2. Play an island,
Yeah.
and see cards in hand.
5.
5. Yeah, I'll play another Howling Mine,
Okay.
and I will pass.
End step. I'm going to ancestral myself.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. No one taps. I'll draw 3. 1, 2, 3. I will play another Tundra. And I will cast a Demonic Tutor.
Okay. So, do you have to tap the hive, or you just have to pay 4?
I have to tap the Hive and pay 5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I will move to my end step.
Okay.
I will discard an Abyss and a Disrupting Scepter. And you can go.
Okay. All right, I'll tap. No, I'm good. All right. I will pay the stasis tax.
Yep.
Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll tap 3. I'll play a time elemental.
Okay.
Um. Then. Yeah, then I'll pass.
End step.
Mm-hmm.
Disenchant your stasis.
Yep.
Still end step. I'll take 2 and I'm going to draw a card. I'm at 11.
Okay.
Untap. How many cards are in your hands?
3.
Do you have anything during my upkeep?
No.
Okay. So I will draw 1, 2, 3. I'll play an Underground Sea. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yep, you got the fireball.
16-point fireball at you.
Yep, that's game.
Okay.
Whew.
I was a little concerned about the time elemental, but then it's like, oh wait, it's just going to die to my abyss. So,
Yeah.
yeah, big fireball, RoboHack, big fireball.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what we can do with this sideboard here.
Yep.
Appreciate everybody who is here. I just won game number 1 in round number 1. My
How many
opponent,
people we got?
Steven, is playing a stasis deck. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate it. I didn't even know you were going to be joining the stream tonight, so I'm glad that you got to see me playing your signature deck. So have a great night, sir. Steven, you can't see it, but my shirt says, "Nope, not today." That is not an accident.
I was playing a version of the deck.
Yeah, the deck is a little bit weird when it comes to Paladin Magic, but I think I've got a pretty good version of it. I haven't played it in a while. It's been 4 months since the last time I played the deck on stream, so I figured tonight was a good night to do it. Plus, I got to sport my new shirt that says "Nope, not today."
So, I guess you have to you bring in the hive to replace like the factories.
Yeah, it's like you need a win condition. So the hive is definitely good instead of the factory, because you only have the one factory. So you can put 2 on top of 1 and both on top of 3.
Yep, you can do the same.
2 on top of 1, both on top of 3.
And I'll be on the play.
All right, sounds good. Good luck, sir.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.
Now I gotta throw that back.
I will throw this one back. 29 mana sources. I only had 1.
I had one island and 2 Felwar stones, and I was like,
geez.
no, can't risk that.
You can put 1 on top of 3 and both on top of 2.
Yep. You can do the same. 1, 3, 2. All right. This one I'll keep, and I'll put that under.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. I'll play a factory and pass.
Draw. Tundra, go.
Draw. Island. I'll activate the factory and swing.
Swords.
22.
It's removed.
No pass. Oh, yep. No, I pass.
Okay, untap. Draw. Underground Sea. Emerald. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Island and pass.
Okay, draw. Tundra. Go ahead.
Draw. Island. And I'll pass.
Okay, draw. Jet. Hypnotic Spectre.
I'll counterspell that.
Counter.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead.
Alright. Untap. Draw. And I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. Attack for 2.
Alright, I'll boomerang him.
Okay. I'll recast it. And you can go.
Tap. Draw. Island. I'll play a stasis.
Okay.
And I'll pass.
How many cards?
3.
3. End step disenchant.
All right, that's good.
Untap. Draw. Attack for 2.
Yep, go to 20. 1, 2, and 3.
Number 3.
That's what I do. Which way did I go? 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah?
Yeah,
3.
Power Sink.
Okay. And I'll play a Volcanic Island and another Hypnotic Spectre.
And I'll counterspell the hippie.
You have 1 card left?
Yes.
I'm going to Red Blast your counterspell.
Oh. Yep.
Go ahead.
Tap. Draw. Island and pass.
Untap. Draw. Swing 4.
Yep. I go to 16 and I'll discard a counterspell.
Okay. And you can go.
Draw. Yeah, I'll play a Howling Mine.
Sure.
And I'll pass.
Untap. Draw 1, 2. Swing 4.
I go 12. I got no cards.
Okay. 3 cards. Go ahead.
Tap. 1, 2. Felwar Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Ivory Tower.
Okay.
And pass.
Untap. Draw 1, 2. Attack for 4.
Yep, you go to 8.
And go ahead.
1, 2. Island and pass.
Untap. Draw 1, 2. Attack for 4.
Yep, go to 4. And discard an island.
Time walk.
Yep, that's game.
Whew.
Ooh, I did. Yeah, I like the hippies from the sideboard.
Yeah, that was something that Brian Weissman suggested, and
Yeah.
he and I discussed this deck last time that I played it. So he has a little bit more, just a tad bit more experience with the deck than I do. So yeah, so so my copies of the Abyss come out. 1 counterspell because I've got the Red Blast. The Hive, Moat, 1 Disrupting Scepter, and then, both Disrupting Scepters.
Yeah, hippies and the Red Blast then, right?
And then the 4 Hippies and 3 Red Blasts came in.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was definitely not expecting that. I thought you would I thought we'd be like, going long game. I brought in Ivory Towers and a Power Sink and took out my Zephyr Falcons and the Oasis. Yeah.
So
I thought
you played right into my evil plan. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, no, and hippies without like anything for me to do, like just that. That really devastates this if I can't get set up. But hippies take, they're like removal.
Right.
So.
Right. And because again, you saw no creatures game 1. I mean, you saw the Hive, you saw Fireball, you saw, Mishra's Factory. So I figured that you're blue, so you're not going to have much when it comes to removal anyway.
Yep.
So I figured that, I figured the Zephyr Falcons were going to be a liability for you because I play the Abyss.
Yep.
How many time elementals are you running? 3?
Just 2.
2. Yep.
Yeah. And so I left those in because I thought, like, if you keep Abyss in just for my 2 time elementals, like, I think that's an advantage for me. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a mono blue stasis deck.
Right.
I mean, actually, it's probably more artifacts than anything because it's just hopefully, I can get card advantage and lock things down, and then kill you with like Black Vices or something.
Right. I assumed that there were vices in there. I just, we didn't see any in game 1. So
yeah, I got 4. It seems like they're all clumped, but good games.
All right, thank you for the game, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, take care.
And see you later. Bye.
All right, bye. Well, we got there, chat. We got there. So let's take a look again at what we are running today. So this is our version of the deck, and it is it's got a bunch of standard cards in it. Like, I mean, not standard as in like the format, but standard as in like the control cards that you would expect to see when it comes to playing the deck in any old school format. Now, with the only only one factory, the Hive is an alternate win condition, and then the splash for red for Fireball. Most people are okay with Fireball, and they kind of expect it, but not always expect it. But you never know. I had in game one, I had a counterspell to back up my Fireball in case he had a counter back. My sideboard is 3 blue elemental blasts, 3 red elemental blasts, 4 hypnotic specters, 1 Wrath of God, 1 ivory tower, 1 balance, 1 COP red, and 1 divine offering. Recall allows you to get all 3 win cons back. Regrowth too. Yeah. So that's one of the fun things. So if need be, I can cast Fireball. Like 4 times. I could Fireball once, then regrowth it, cast it again. And then cast Recall to get the regrowth and the Fireball back. Cast another Fireball, and then regrowth the Fireball and cast it again. So it looks like I can do it 4 times. I can cast Fireball if I need to. And then there's there are tricks involved when it comes to mana drain as well, where I could cast a Brain Geyser, mana drain it. And then use that mana to Fireball on my next main phase, or just fun things like that. So definitely some cool things. It's
round timer started.
It's a deck that not a lot of people like to play. Not a lot of people like to watch. Not a lot of people like to play against. But it is something that. The biggest thing when it came to playing the deck today is I've had an itching to play Jayemdae Tome. So that's why I decided to play the deck today. Like I was debating back and forth on something else to play. I don't know what, but I wanted Jayemdae Tomes, and I really, really, really want to play Jayemdae Tomes. I haven't played it in a little while, so I decided that that's what I was going to do. RoboHack. I considered Mirror in the sideboard, but I did decide against it last minute. You could see that out of my sideboard. I also decided not to play with the control magics. So I wanted to have those red blasts in there. And the blue blasts are definitely essential, as are the COP red, the balance, the ivory tower, the hippies, and the wrath. So that left one spot basically, and that's the divine offering that's there. It's just an additional way to gain life against anybody who has artifacts. And I strongly considered Mirror Universe, but just decided against it at the end. Yeah, so it's definitely. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not something that everybody wants to play. It's not something that everybody wants to play against. It's not something that everybody wants to watch. But it is what it is. We played. We got there, and we are currently 1-0 with 2-0 in games. So I appreciate everybody who is here. We have 2 rounds left to go. This is my regularly scheduled stream. I play 3 rounds of old school Magic each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern as part of the Northern Paladins Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So please don't forget to follow if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications so you know when I go live. If you want some more information regarding the Northern Paladins, the Tuesday Night Gauntlet that we play here on the stream, Paladin Magic, the Alpha 40 League, or the A40 Plus League, you can head on over to northernpaladins.com. The link is in the chat right now, and it is on your screen, northernpaladins.com. I want you to send me lands. I love playing with cards that people send me. I want you to break out that creative streak within you and alter a basic land for me. Or it can be a non-basic land if you want it as well. But examples on the screen are 3 of the basic lands that I have played in the past, that are lands that have been sent to me by viewers of the stream. I want more of them, so please send me those lands. Get creative. You can do as little as much. For example, on the left, just a quick little note, or the drawings in the center and on the right, by other viewers as well. I definitely appreciate everybody who is here, and I want to include you here in the stream. So my address is right there on the stream, 5701 East Circle Drive, Suite 108, number 256, Cicero, New York, 13039. Don't touch that dial. I will be back with more old school magic, so please stick around. Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate you all sticking around through the break. We have finished one round of 3 for the night. We are playing 3 rounds of Old School Magic tonight, just like we do every single Tuesday night, with very little exception. You can join me each week for my regular scheduled stream, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So, coming up soon, I will be streaming some more of Final Fantasy Randomizer. So we take the original Final Fantasy for the NES, and all of the key items are shuffled around and are in different places, and you have to try to find where they are and get things done as quickly as possible. So, Burt Reynolds, thank you very much for that. I appreciate the follow. So, for those who are not aware, our friend Burt Reynolds, he is a streamer as well, and he streams, he plays Final Fantasy Randomizer as well, so it's REYNOLDZ. So if you want to, you can follow him over on his Twitch channel as well. I definitely appreciate that he stopped in to follow, and yeah, he's a Magic player too. Yeah, so Final Fantasy Randomizer, again, you take all of the key items, they're shuffled around into different places, and you race. So hence the reason there's a timer on the screen for that. All the magic is shuffled around, location of items. It's all kinds of cool if you are into retro games. For those who are not aware, I collected retro games. I've been playing games since I got an Atari 7200 in 1984 for Christmas. We ended up having to return it because it was bad. We got another one and it didn't work right. So lo and behold, I eventually, for Christmas 1985, got a Nintendo NES. You'll see on the stream there are some video game themed things either on the stream itself or behind me. One thing too is that back here, this is the map for the original Final Fantasy for NES. It's been on my wall for quite some time. And then I got some other video game related and Magic related stuff behind me. The map down below here, that is the map for the original Metal Gear for the original NES. So yeah, fun times, fun times. All right, so again, I'm going to take another break. It looks like we've got yeah, we still got a few minutes left in the round, which is rather interesting. That I was playing the control deck and I got done with so quickly, but that transformative sideboard is what did it. Actually, let's take a look at it, what's going on here as well. So transformative sideboard, the fact that I brought in the 4 hippies is what made game number 2 go so quickly. But we are playing the deck today and hoping that we can put up a good showing. So don't touch that dial, we'll be back. Take care. Welcome back, everybody. So you're saying that there is an echo? I'm just going to try and check to see what I can hear for that, to see what I can do to fix it. So, hoping that everything's okay. So, yeah, Burt Reynolds saying it's hard to flip a Chaos Orb from 2,000 kilometers away. I don't hear an echo when it comes to the stream. So what we do is we actually you flip a Chaos Orb only on one permanent instead of on multiple, and you use one of your cards as a proxy for their card that you're flipping on. So that's how we do it. Yeah, so I'm just playing the deck. I have not yet flipped a Chaos Orb today, but we'll see how that goes. So Burt Reynolds, I definitely appreciate you stopping in. Wanted to make sure that I was playing a good deck today in case any of the other rando runners wanted to stop in and see. This is the Premier Control deck for old school Magic, and it's called the deck. So we've got all kinds of control elements with the counter spells, the Swords, the Plowshares, the Disenchants, one Divine Offering, one copy of Moats, 2 Abysses, a bunch of restricted cards, 3 Jayemdae Tomes, 2 Disrupting Scepters, 1 copy of the Hive, and then 21 lands and a Fellwar Stone. So after that, we've got 3 Blue Blasts, 3 Red Blasts, 4 Hypnotic Specters, 1 Wrath of God, 1 COP Red, another Divine Offering, a Balance, and an Ivory Tower in our sideboard. Not sure if the transformative sideboard is going to continue to work. It depends upon my opponents, whether or not they stop in the stream and actually see. Is Hippie for the Hippie's really good in a lot of matchups. It's definitely good in the mirror. I don't expect to see too much of the mirror match, honestly. There are not a lot of people who play the deck when it comes to the Tuesday Night Gauntlets, but we can we can board them in. Like my opponent saw in round number 1 saw that I was running the Abyss, and he boarded out a bunch of his creatures. And boarded in some other additional spells, like he boarded in Ivory Towers and things like that. He was playing mono blue, so that means that he doesn't have a lot of removal to begin with. So the Hypnotic Spectre just basically ravaged through his hand. He wasn't able to deal with it, and I used my counter spells and red elemental blast to protect the hippie that I got on the table, and then eventually drew another hippie, and that was pretty much all that she wrote, because it was pretty difficult. He couldn't keep cards in hand. He would have to play them immediately or risk losing them. So it's just part of it. Part of the strategy, kind of like transformative sideboard. I took out the Abysses. I took out the Moat. I took out the Disrupting Scepters and the Hive. So that's 6 cards right there, and then I took out one of the counter spells because I had the red elemental blasts that I was boarding in against a mono blue deck. So so appreciate everybody who is here. We are waiting on let's see, the round has been over for a little while, and let's take a look to see how many matches we are. I've confirmed that already. All right, so all of the matches have been reported. So we're just waiting for that round to start. Waiting for pairings, and then we will be ready to go. So we will see what happens, and we'll see. Beta Icy. I have 2 Beta Icies. I have an unlimited Icy. I do want to get an Alpha Icy. The little ones, I won my first Icy Manipulator on eBay today. Unlimited. Yes, that's nice. That's really, really cool. So my unlimited Icy I got for $15 at the flea market, 10, 15 years ago or something along those lines. I want to get an Alpha Icy because the Alpha Icy has no reminder text about, doesn't create effects when things are tapped. And then that text is nice and centered, and it's got a nicer blue. But unlimited ICs are really, really, really cool. I have mine, and I'm debating once I get my Alpha IC, do I get rid of my unlimited or do I get rid of a collector's edition? I'm still torn. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Collector's edition ICs are well over $100 now. Unlimited are probably around there as well. So I have no clue what I'm going to do. But I mean, an Alpha IC is over $1,000, so it's going to be quite some time before I am able to do that. But congratulations on the purchase. Ice Manipulator is one of those cards in Old School that a lot of people like to play, and because of the fact that the Ice Age reprint has new art, that means that you can't play with that in most Old School events. Now, on Tuesday nights, we're proxy friendly, so if you want to run Ice Age IC Manipulators as proxies of your Alpha Beta Unlimited or whatnot, that is fine. That is all well and good. And a lot of people will run proxies of Power or Dual Lands or whatnot. You need an Italian Mana Crypt. It's the only possible white border I am missing. Yeah, those are really, really cool. I mean, it's an error technically, right? And they're difficult to come by. Mana Crypts have gone up in price because their silliness. But I think that because of they were reprinted as some weird promo foil or whatever, that has actually kept the price of the book promos in check a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So can't play Mana Crypts in Old School Magic because the Mana Crypt was printed in 1995. So if they were able to be run, they would definitely be restricted. It is such a good card. It is definitely something that has seen a lot of play before. Oh, Alec M is my opponent. Why am I not getting notifications about that? So let's bring our opponent in here. And hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
All right, so I will change this on stream. Have we played before, Alec?
This is my first time ever playing Old School, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
welcome. And I am streaming all of my matches. So
Yep.
you are live on Twitch.
Nice. And my last match was against the other person streaming.
Oh, you were playing
actually.
against Entrox.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Friend of the stream. While we're talking about Entrox, let's give a shout out on the stream to him. ETROX. You can head on over to his stream. He is streaming the Tuesday Night Gauntlet as well, twitch.tv/Entrox, or you can use something like multi-Twitch, where multi-Twitch allows you to watch two Twitch
Round
streams,
timer
or,
started.
well, multiple Twitch streams at the same time, not necessarily just two, but yeah, so you can watch his stream, you can watch my stream at the same time. Appreciate everybody who is here. This is round number 2. I am playing against Alec. And we are going to get some things going. I don't know what he's playing tonight. What was he running tonight?
He was playing a fast spawn deck with Lich and Mirror Universe.
Ah, love that deck.
Yeah.
Love that deck.
See.
You can put the middle one on top.
All right. Let's go 2-3-1.
2, 3, 1. All right, and you want to choose even or odd?
I'll choose even.
I'm sorry, even?
Even, yep.
Okay. It is odd. It is a 3. So I will be on the play.
Okay.
So for those viewers at home who are keeping track, we have rolled odd on the orange die now 2 rounds in a row, which is an anomaly because that orange die rolls even so frequently. I'll keep this.
I'll also keep.
I will say Scrubland go.
Alright. I'll draw. Swamp, pass.
Draw. And we'll go with Factory. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I'll draw.
Make a
Swamp.
bit of an adjustment. You're playing right on the edge of your camera there, so I just want to make an adjustment for the stream so we can see it all. Okay.
Okay, thanks. And it's a little thing called the Scrubland.
The Scrubland?
Yeah,
Okay.
and pass.
Draw. I will play a volcanic island and a lotus. I will attack with a factory.
Alright, I'll take 2.
Puts down to 18, and I will say go.
And draw. Swamp. Not expected.
Not expected. Sure. All set?
Yep.
Okay. Untap. Draw. I'm going to play a City of Brass. I'm going to take a point, and I'm going to Sword Your Spectre.
Yep.
Brings you back up to 20. I will activate my factory, and I'll attack for 2, bringing it back down to 18.
Yep.
And you can go.
Yep. Tap 2 for Order of the Ebon Hand.
Okay.
And I will pass.
Untap. Cards in your hand?
I have 5.
5. Okay. Draw. I will play an Underground Sea. I will crack the Lotus for 3, and I will play a Jayemdae Tome.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast a Chaos Orb.
Yep.
And I will say go.
Untap. Keep. Draw. Tap 3. Did not expect her.
Okay.
Then I'll move to combat.
All right.
Attack for 2.
I will take 2. I'm at 17.
Pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw. I will play a Scrubland. And I will activate my Chaos Orb.
Yep.
We're going to use my Jayemdae Tome to represent your Hypnotic Spectre.
Okay.
Hit. And you can go.
And keep. Draw. Move to combat.
No
Tap
blocks.
the Order.
Just 2?
Yep, just 2.
Okay. 15.
And let's go. Demonic Tutor.
Demonic Tutor resolves.
Right. Get that. Then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. End step, I'm going to take another point to activate my Tome. I'm at 14. I will untap and draw. I will play an Underground Sea. And a Fellwar Stone. I will activate my factory and attack you for 2.
I'll take 2.
Put you down to 16. And you can go.
Untap. And drop. We'll move to combat.
No blocks.
Right, you take 2.
Westfall, thank you for the follow.
And second.
I'm at 12.
Yep. Dark Ritual.
Okay.
And 3, 4, 5. Singular
Singular.
Vampire.
Okay.
And pass.
How many cards are in your hand?
And 5.
5. Okay. Untap. Draw. I will play a Plains. I'm going to activate my Jayemdae Tome. Draw. Cast a Soul Ring.
Yeah.
And another Jayemdae Tome.
Alright.
And you can go.
Untap. And draw. We'll move to combat.
Sure.
Attack with both.
No blocks.
Alright, you take 6.
Okay, I'm at 6.
Second main, I'll play an Urborg
Uh-huh.
and Sinkhole the Factory,
Okay.
and then play another Sinkhole on Volcanic Island.
Okay. All set?
Pass. Yep.
Untap. Draw. Play a Mock Sapphire. Draw a card with a tome.
Yep.
Draw a card with the other tome.
Yeah.
And that is game.
Okay.
So my opponent takes game number 1. Let's go into our sideboard. Reset this and we will see what we can do in game number 2. Drew lots of lands, lots of mana sources. not a lot to do with it,
Yeah.
though. Drew lots of cards. Drew extra cards with Jayemdae Tomes and just kind of floundered a little bit. Didn't really do much. So we will see what we can do in game number 2. It's part of Magic, obviously. The variance exists. Sometimes you're going to draw cards that are not good. Sometimes you're going to draw lots of lands. Sometimes you're going to draw the nuts. So, Sam, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Mono Black is a very good deck. It can come out swinging really quick, so got to be on my toes.
Yeah. Yes, I'd go first week to just play the deck I have in paper, and then I think next week I'm gonna start practicing some stuff. Play something spicy.
Okay, so the one on your left can go on top of the one on the right, and both of those can go on top of the one in the middle.
Alright, let's play, say, 2-1-3.
2 on 3?
Yep.
Okay. And I will play first. Good luck, sir. I will keep.
Yeah, I'll keep this.
Tundra, go.
Draw. Swamp, pass.
Underground Sea, go ahead.
Alright, draw. Swamp. And Order of the Other Hand, pass.
Okay. End step, I'm going to Ancestral myself.
Alright.
1, 2, 3. Untap. Draw. Play a Pearl. And an Island. And I will say go. 7 cards.
Untap. Draw. I will simply tip.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
18.
Then I will play Vicious Factory and Disrupting Scepter.
I'm going to counter your Scepter.
Alright. And it'll pass.
Untap. Draw. I will play a Tundra. And I will play a Scepter of my own.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go.
Untap. Draw. Play a swamp.
Yep.
Full attack for 2.
No blocks.
Alright, take 2.
16.
Then not Expector.
Okay.
And pass.
End step, I'm going to Swords the Hypnotic Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Put you up to 22.
Yep.
Untap. And how many cards do you have in your hand?
4.
Okay. Draw. City of Brass. I'm going to make you discard a card.
Right, I'll discard Dark Ritual.
Seems good. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. swamp.
Yep.
Will activate factory
Okay.
and attack for 4.
Disenchant the factory.
Yep. And dig 2.
2.
Yeah.
I'm at 14.
Second main. Not expected. Pass.
Okay. And how many cards do you have?
I have 2.
2. Okay.
Yep.
All set?
Yep.
Okay. End step, I'm going to take a point and I'm going to Swords the Hippie.
Alright.
Brings you up to 24.
Yep.
Tap. Draw. Underground C. Make you discard a card.
Royal Assassin.
Seems good. And you can go.
And tap. Draw. Will attack 2.
No blocks.
I'll pump it once, so
Okay.
take 3.
I'm at 10. Got another one.
Then tap 2 for Black Knight
Okay.
and pass.
And you have how many cards now?
I just have 1.
1 card? Okay. Untap.
Yep.
Draw. I will play a volcanic island. I will make you discard your card.
Drain life.
Seems good. And you can go.
Untap. Draw. I will attack for 4.
No blocks.
Yep, take 4.
I'm at 6.
Second main, play a Royal Assassin.
Okay.
Pass.
You have no cards left, right?
Yep, no cards.
Okay. All set?
Mm-hmm.
Untap. Draw. Huh. Yeah, I guess I'll do it like this. Fireball, splitting it between your 2 knights.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 points spread between your 2 knights, 2 and 2.
Yep.
And you can go.
Hit, untap. Draw. Will string 1.
Okay, I'm 5.
Play Black Knight. Pass.
I'm gonna take a point down to 4 to counterspell that.
Alright.
Untap.
And you go.
Draw. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. How many cards do you have in hand?
2 cards in hand.
I'll make you discard them.
Okay.
From the drawer.
Disenchant and planes.
Alright. So 1.
I'm at 3.
Pass.
Draw. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Play a swamp. Back for 1.
I'm at 2.
Pass.
Draw. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Just have 1 card in hand now?
2 cards in hand.
2. Into Torak.
Mana drain.
Yep. Attack for 1.
I'm at 1.
Pass.
Okay. I'll draw. I've got 2 colorless.
Mm-hmm.
For one of the world's worst wraths of God.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go.
Untap. Draw. Play a swamp and pass.
Tap. Draw. Island. Go ahead.
Draw. Pass.
Draw. Make you discard.
Dark Ritual.
Okay. Go ahead.
Draw. Swamp. Pass.
Untap. Draw. Factory. Scrubland. Go ahead. Oh, I can't play both. Go ahead.
Yep. Draw. Hypnotic Spectre.
Yep.
Pass.
Draw. Scrubland. Sapphire. Jayemdae Tome.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a card.
Yep.
I'm so bad at this game. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
I should not tapped all of my black sources, or else I would have been able to cast the Demonic Tutor, and I would have been able to deal with the Hypnotic Spectre.
Yeah.
Oh, oy, 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 oy.
Thanks for the games.
Thank you very much for the game, sir. I appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Well, chat, I'm an idiot. True that Demonic Tutor should have left a black source up, because the Demonic Tutor would have been able to make it so that I got to not die. Could have tutored for a Swords of Plowshares. I could have not died. It would have been great to not die and to go to a game 3 maybe. I mean, I was on borrowed time anyway. I was at 1, so you know, what are you going to do? I boarded out one of my Disrupting Scepters and drew the other one, which, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I boarded in the Balance and the Wrath of God. But let's take a look at what we got going on today with today's deck. So we are playing the deck. We played it a little bit poorly in game number 2 of round number 2. But yeah, decks are only as good as the pilots, and Human error is a thing, and we are people who make mistakes. Yeah, Wrath of God for the assassin was good. But it was just not in the cards for me for that match. So, is what it is. You know, what are you going to do, right? You just play the games. We're 1-1. It's not that big of a deal. So, we play 3 rounds of Old School Magic each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern as part of the Northern Paladins Tuesday Night Gauntlet. And that's what we're playing right now. That's what you are watching. So if you have not already done so, please don't forget to follow. Turn on those notifications so you know when I go live. If you have an Amazon Prime account, that gives you a Twitch Prime Gaming account, which allows you to subscribe to one channel each month at no additional cost. If you would throw your subscription my way, I would definitely appreciate it. There's a lot of good content out there, so I get it that there's a lot to spread the wealth on or whatnot. I feel like the opponent should have boarded out the Royal Assassin. Maybe he should have, yeah. You know, I mean, he didn't see what my win condition was. He didn't know exactly what I was doing. I mean, I did play a bunch of mana sources in round number 1, in game number 1 of round 2. So perhaps he just wasn't sure what was going on. But you know, I mean, he did win, so that's definitely a thing. And he took the game fair and square, and you know, nothing we can really do about it. You know, we just gotta go ahead and roll with the punches and see what we can do in our third round, and hope that we can pull out a W so that we can end up on the plus side for the day. So, yeah, definitely has strong main deck against the deck. He didn't draw the hymns in game number 1, so I was actually wondering if he was running them. I mean, obviously it's the hippies, and then all the pro white knights are pretty tough to deal with my pinpoint removal. So you know, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. You win some, you lose some. Gotta have to play the games in order to see what is up, and we'll keep on doing it. Keep on doing what we're doing, and then we will we'll move on. So appreciate everybody who is here. We're gonna take another break, and I'll be back with more Old School Magic. So stick around and don't touch that dial. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you all sticking around through the break. We have got one more round of Old School Magic to play tonight, and we are running the deck. So it is the premier control deck of the format. It is white and blue primarily, with a little bit of black for Demonic Tutor and the Abyss, green for Regrowth, and red for Fireball. So technically 5-color control, but it is a deck that has put up a lot of results. I had the itch to play with Jayemdae Tome today, so that is the reason that we are playing this version of the deck. So I did play the deck 4 months ago, beginning of January. I played the deck, a different version of it, and I made some changes. I did consult with Brian Weissman, who has a lot of experience with the deck, since, he's the one who made it popular. And what we ended up doing was I cut one of my 2 Fel War stones and put in the Mishra's Factory. I cut the balance and moved it to the sideboard for Divine Offering. And then I cut the Time Twister and put in a second copy of Disrupting Scepter. So far, against the mono black deck, I had poop draws in game number 1, and game number 2, I just couldn't deal with his onslaught of creatures. If I had one more land the turn that I cast that Fireball, I could have 3-for-1'd him, and it would have been a different game, but alas, that did not happen. So, whatever. And then, silly me, I tap my Jayemdae Tome, tap all of my black sources, and what do I draw? Demonic Tutor. So, I could have tutored for something, and I could have possibly gotten out of my situation, but instead, I am now 1-1. So, yeah, it was really, really close. I'm to blame for game number 2. I was in the position to not lose. Now, granted, obviously, he had to draw some bricks for a few turns. But I put myself in a position to not lose, and I punted. It is what it is, I take full responsibility for it. I didn't draw very many counterspells in that match. I drew lots of mana sources in game number 1. The deck's running 29 mana sources, so there are going to be those times where it's just going to be mana source after mana source after mana source. Him taking out my white source in game 1 didn't hurt really at all, because of the fact that I just kept drawing lands. And in game number 2, I was able to take on some of his dudes, but not all of them. And lo and behold, I ended up losing 2-0. Mono Black is a very, very strong deck, and anybody who has not jumped into Old School Magic yet, Mono Black is a deck that a lot of people will recommend, and you can pull off a lot of wins with the deck. It's got a lot of extremely strong cards, a lot of good things to do, where you've got Hypnotic Spectre, you've got Hymn to Torok, you've got Sinkhole. So you've got a lot of cheap things to do. You've got Dark Ritual, which can get out your Sengir Vampires. You've got Drained Life. All kinds of good stuff going on in that color. It is not a color that you need to scoff at, because it definitely can put up numbers. And when you're playing Old School Magic in the US, you have access to Fallen Empires and Hymn to Torok, and that is definitely a card that makes or breaks the mono black deck. So our opponent did well with it. He has played 2 good matches, and playing against the Lich deck, round number 1, I guess. That's a combo deck. It is a very mana hungry, greedy combo deck that a Hymn to Torok or a Hypnotic Spectre can just rip it apart. And then against me, again, he got multiple creatures on the table, I had to go the route where it's just one for wanting him and whatnot. Couldn't draw an Abyss, couldn't draw a Moat. A Moat would have solved some problems in game number 2. Not so much game number 1, but it would have solved some problems in game number 2. But he's got a lot of ground pounders and not a lot of flyers, especially since I got rid of 2 of his Hypnotic Specters. So that would have left 2 more Hypnotic Specters and however many Sengir Vampires he had. So, but it is what it is. You know, what are you going to do? We're just going to play the games. We're going to have fun doing it. This is what whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Here's the deck. This is what we are running today. Alright, so 4 Swords of Plowshares, 4 Disenchants, 1 Divine Offering, 1 Moat, 4 Counter Spells, 1 Mana Drain, 1 Ancestral Recall, 1 Time Walk, 1 Brain Geyser, 1 Recall, 1 Fireball, 3 Jayemdae Tome, 2 Disrupting Scepters, 1 copy of The Hive, 2 copies of The Abyss, 1 Demonic Tutor, 1 Regrowth, 1 copy of Chaos Orb, 1 Felwar Stone, and then all the jewelry, the Lotus and the Soul Ring, 1 copy of Mishra's Factory, and then 4 Tundras, 4 Underground Seas, 4 Cities of Brass, 2 Scrublands, 1 Volcanic Island, 3 regular islands, 2 plains, a partridge in a pear tree. Taking a look at what we've got out of our sideboard: 3 Blue Elemental Blast, 1 Circle of Protection red, 1 Divine Offering, 3 Red Elemental Blasts, 1 Balance, 1 Ivory Tower, 4 Hypnotic Spectre, and 1 Wrath of God. So we just didn't get there in the last round, but we're hoping that we can do a little bit better in round number 3. We do have plenty of time left before that round starts, so I appreciate everybody who is here for my regularly scheduled stream. I've got 1 more round left. We play 3 rounds of Old School Magic each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. So don't forget to follow and turn on those notifications so that you know when I go live. If you want some more information regarding the Northern Paladins, Paladin Magic that we play on Tuesday nights, the Tuesday Night Gauntlet, the Alpha 40 League, or the A40 Plus League, head on over to northernpaladins.com. The link is in the chat right now. It is also on your screen, and you can find out some information about that, and maybe you can play on a Tuesday night with some webcam games. Paladin Magic is proxy friendly, so go ahead and bust out the printer and print out some cards and sleeve them up and see what we can do. Coming soon, I will be streaming some Final Fantasy Randomizer. I have joined the community of players who play Final Fantasy Randomizer about a month and a half ago. We are currently in what is called the Duckling Boot Camp. That's where the new players get to learn the ins and outs of the game, and we do eventually do some races and such. So looking forward to that. And playing some more of that on the stream. I've only done 1 stream of that. That was about a month ago. Looking to do some more. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to do that, but there are some videos up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/richbork, and you can take a look at that, see what it's all about. Basically, you take the original Final Fantasy game for the NES, and all of the magic is shuffled. All of the items are shuffled. All of the key items are different places throughout the world, and you need to hunt them down. Now, I mean, there's flag sets involved so that, you know, items can only be in certain places, and you know, the logic of the game dictates that, you know, you can't get into a game that that won't allow you to proceed. So it is fun if you are into retro games at all. I definitely suggest that you give it a shot. Take a look at that, and if you want some more information on Final Fantasy Randomizer, and the link is not working in my chat because it's being silly, but you can go to finalfantasyrandomizer.com and you can check things out there. So with that, I'm going to take a break. I'll take another break. We have there's about 8 minutes left still in the round, so I'm going to take a quick another quick break. I will be back, and please stick around. Don't touch that dial. Welcome back, everybody. I appreciate you all being here. We are currently 1-1. We played 2 rounds of Old School Magic of 3. So let's again take a look at the deck that we are playing today. We are playing the deck, the premier control deck of the format. And I played it back in January, made some changes, and I really had an itching to play Jayemdae Tomes. So I am playing the deck today. So that's what we got going on. And here is our sideboard. Got some cool stuff going on. That transformative sideboard, sometimes those hippies can come in. The one hippie that you see there, the Hypnotic Spectre, that has some drawing on it, that is courtesy of our friend Bruins545, who is currently in chat. Thank you very much, Bruins, for that. There is a group called the Hypnotic Spectators, and what it is that players who play in the Tuesday Night Gauntlet have one opportunity each week to flip a falling star onto 6 creatures. So you lay out 6 creatures, flip a falling star. If it hits all 6, bam, you have become a Hypnotic Spectator. So our good friend Bruins, he altered a bunch of them and sent them out to members of the Hypnotic Spectators. It is for bragging rights. It is totally awesome that he did that, and I am definitely happy to have him here in the chat as a fan of the channel, and to have him have sent that to me. You can also do something else that he did, is he sent me one of these lands. You can alter a land and you can send it to me. I definitely would be looking forward to that. You alter a land, send it to me, and I will play it on stream. Show your support just to say hello, say thank you. You can alter it as little or as much as you want. And it can be something as simple as a message on a 4th edition land. It can be something as elaborate as these other 2, like the Pride Mountain, or the one from Bruins, where again, your story is not over, and it has my little icon there, my Mario semicolon. So I'm definitely looking forward to receiving some of those in the mail. For those who are not aware about the Mario semicolon, a semicolon is used when an author could have chosen to end their sentence but chose not to. The author is you, and that sentence is your life. That is a direct quote from the founder of ProjectSemicolon.com. ProjectSemicolon.com is a resource where you can look up information regarding mental health and suicide awareness. The main goal of Project Semicolon is to reduce the number of suicides in the United States, because that number is just too damn high. So if you want to have some information about Project Semicolon, just head on over there. You can type semi in chat. You can follow the link. Run on over to projectsemicolon.com. It is not a crisis management resource, however. So if you or someone you know is suffering from mental illness, if you're having suicidal thoughts, please reach out. You can go to the Suicide Prevention Lifeline if you're in the United States. It's 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255. That phone number is in chat right now. It is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I am a 9-time suicide survivor. It is one of the worst things in the world that I've ever done, is failed at suicide 9 times, but it is also one of the best things in the world. I am extremely proud of the fact that I suck so bad at it that I'm still around. So it has been 13 years since my last suicide attempt. 12, 13 years. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have everybody here, and I don't want to ever have to learn that somebody who was a fan of my stream or of Old School Magic took their life. It is a major step, and if you need somebody to talk to, please get the help that you need. Reach out to have somebody to talk to. You can reach out to me if you want. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be able to help you the best. I'll listen to anything anybody has to say, and I will try to talk anybody off the ledge if they need it. Getting professional help is obviously much better than talking to some dude on the internet who you don't know. But I don't have training in it, but I've been through it. So I definitely appreciate that everybody who is here. Yes, I have lost a viewer count because I started talking about it. No, I don't care. All right, it's important to me, and I have a platform where people like to watch my stream, and I'm going to talk about it. And if it's something that is uncomfortable to you to talk about suicide or mental health problems, then maybe you need to take a long look at yourself and do some reflection upon who you are. And maybe you just need to educate yourself a little bit. And going over to projectsemicolon.com would might be a good thing for that. PRT319, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. That's 4 months of using Twitch Prime, so I definitely thank you for that. RoboHack says, well said, sir. Props for making note of the importance of mental health. Yes, it is not something to joke about. It is not something that I make light of. It is not something I say for attention, and it is something that is near and dear to my heart, and I want people to be the best that they can be, and I want people to be around for as long as they can be. And if you are suffering from mental illness and you need help, please reach out. If you know somebody who is suffering from mental illness and you just need to learn a little bit more about it, head on over to projectsemicolon.com. All kinds of good resources there that you can learn. You can learn the warning signs of certain things and whatnot. Some of the happiest people that you'll ever meet are fighting demons that we don't know about. And you have people like Robin Williams, who was dedicated his life to making people laugh, but he took his own life in the end a little while back, and it's definitely a tragic story. And there are so many other tragic stories of ordinary people, not just famous people, but ordinary people who took their life as a final step on their journey. They lost the fight. And they couldn't carry on anymore. And it is sad that has happened. It is sad that people get to that point. I've been to that point, as I said, 9 times. Some of them are comical. I'm not going to lie. And there are other times that it wasn't so comical. But I'm here. And I'm glad that everybody who is here is watching. And if you do become a subscriber on the stream, then you get access to my little semicolon emote in chat, as well as my little wine glass emote. It's been a little while since I've had a drink of alcohol on the stream, so we're overdue for a red wine night. So maybe next week, because you know what, I do have this bottle of red wine that's sitting here. And I haven't touched it. And, I think we're overdue. It's been quite some time. Not going to crack it open now because of the fact that this would need to breathe, and I'd have to go get a glass and all that other fun stuff. And, I have to open it, and it's got to breathe or whatnot. But maybe next week. Maybe next week will be the week. Let's take a look at what we are running today. So we are playing the deck. And it is the premier control deck in old school Magic. Lots of people like to play it. Lots of people like to play against it. Lots of people hate it. Lots of people hate playing against it. So it is to each their own. I wanted to play Jayemdae Tomes today, so I decided that I was going to put back together the deck and play it. It's been 3 months since I've run the deck. 4 months. Sorry, I ran it in January. So. This is our sideboard. The Hypnotic Specters came in round number 1 and absolutely decimated my round 1 opponent. He was playing Mono Blue Stasis. So the Hippies and the Red Elemental Blast came in against my round 2 opponent, who was playing Mono Black. I just boarded in the Balance and the Wrath. And the Wrath of God ended up taking out a single solitary Royal Assassin. It was pretty pathetic. Best Wrath ever. But I was so low on life that I had to do it. You do what you got to do. And then I ended up punting that game by tapping my mana poorly when it came to activating my Jayemdae Tome. Didn't have any black mana up. Drew a demonic tutor and couldn't do anything with it. So, is what it is. Let's see what we've got for time left in this round. It looks like everybody has reported. Maybe? People are saying that in chat, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, it's been 7 minutes since the round ended, so. Yeah. And then, yeah, it looks like everybody has reported, so we should be getting our pairings here in just a moment. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we should have a new pairing here any moment. Boom, 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 boom. All matches. Round number 2. Yeah, everybody has reported. Maybe MTG Melee is giving us some problems. Maybe that's the issue, but we'll see. MTG Melee isn't the perfect thing to use when it comes to running tournaments and such, but it is something that is pretty decent. There are other products out there. There's a beta product out there called Talaria that was made by an old schooler overseas, and it is something that Gordon uses over on his Wok Wok stream. It is something that other people have tried and used. I have not used it much. I've been on the Wok Wok stream a couple of times, so I'm a little familiar with Talaria, but not the ins and outs of it from a streaming aspect. You can actually run the tournaments through Talaria, and then it takes care of the webcam stuff and such. So I will be checking it out at some point in time. I'm just not exactly sure when I would implement it into my stream. As it stands, we're just we go to whereby.com, and that's what we use for our webcam games. And then after that, we just we play our webcam games. We get our pairings both in MTG Melee, and they get posted in the Paladin Discord, and then we play our opponents. What's really slick about what the Paladins have set up is that they have voice channels in the Paladin Discord that are labeled as table numbers. So when you get your table number and when you get your pairing, you're assigned a table number. And if I wasn't streaming, I would go into one of these voice chats to correspond with my table number. So if I were at table 3, I would go into the voice chat that was labeled table number 3, wait for my opponent. We would make arrangements as to how we were going to play our match, either on Discord or on Whereby, and we would jump in and we would play and whatnot. But I post my link in the Discord channel for the Northern Paladins before the event starts, so that people know how to get a hold of me, how to get in touch with me, and join me here in my Whereby room. Whereby.com is a free resource that you can use. And Trox, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. 4 months. Again, those of you who are not aware, Entrox is a streamer as well. He streams Old School Magic on Tuesday nights. He also does some revised 40 stuff. Does Popper and things of that nature. So the link to his stream is there in the chat. So please make sure that you check him out as well, and go on over to his stream. If you want to watch both of us while we are both streaming, then you could go to multi-Twitch, which is something that can be used to watch multiple Twitch streams on your screen at the same time. Now, Entrox was having problems with his stream today, so he's not online at this moment, but as a friend of the stream, I just definitely want to give a shout out to him. He is normally streaming on Tuesday nights as well as I am, so I'm not exactly sure what is going on now, why we don't have a pairing yet for round number 3. But again, double checking. Yep, all of the matches have confirmed results in MTG Melee for round number 2. So don't know what's up. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask a question. What are we waiting for? And doesn't hurt to throw a question in chat over there and on Discord. So Antrox says, thanks for the shout out. Wish I could figure out what was going on. Yeah, it sucks. I'm not having any issues on my end. I do have a problem from time to time with Twitch randomly crashing on my computer when I'm watching a stream. But I'm not having any issues when it comes to actually streaming. No dropped frames. So I'm not exactly sure what's up. So, Entrox, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bruins, thank you for being here as well. Again, let's take a look at the deck that we are running today. Today we are playing the deck. And we are playing, it's a control deck. I really wanted to play with Jayemdae Tomes. And when it comes to Jayemdae Tome, what better deck to play than the deck, which relies on the awesome card advantage engines of Jayemdae Tome and Disrupting Scepter, along with Moat and the Abyss. So Jayemdae Tome and Disrupting Scepter give you card advantage, straight up card advantage. The Abyss and Moat give you virtual card advantage. The Moat stops all of the ground pounder creatures from attacking, and the Abyss makes it so that creatures are dead in hand. So I'm playing the antithesis of your deck. Oh yeah, I played a common opponent, and he said that you were playing Lich. So that is pretty awesome. He wrecked me though. It was his mono black deck tore me apart. So what are we gonna do? So I'm not sure what is going on. And let's see what we could do. I'm gonna ask Angelo if everything is okay. Messaging him on the Facebook because he has muted his mic and turned off his sound. And he cannot hear anybody, and I'm not exactly sure what's up, but we'll have to see what is going on, because him to Torok on a mull of 5. Ow! Wow! All right. Angelo is having trouble with Discord right now. So because he is having trouble with Discord, he can't get into the Discord to communicate with people. So, all right. So I will relay that message on in the Discord. Okay, so here we go. It says we have a new pairing received, and I am going to be playing. I'm playing against Entrox. That's awesome. After I just show my deck. All right. Come on down, Entrox. Bring it, mofo. So. That's too funny. It's too funny. That Entrox stream goes down. He stops into my stream, and then we get paired. So you get to watch Entrox playing his Lich deck, which is probably this is not the best matchup for him. But what are you gonna do? So again, let's take a look at what we are running today, and then. So you are aware, everybody, I post my my deck list early over on my Discord. So if you want to jump into my Discord, join my Discord channel, you can see my deck list before my matches even start, and you can head on over to there. And we do have discussions regarding other streams, and when I made the change. Ooh, thank you, Damien. I appreciate you sticking around. Sucks that you have the bye, but that's all right. Yeah, let's bring Entrox in. Well, so you get to play on stream anyway, so that's a good thing. So,
Yeah, that's a good thing, but
yeah. So
talk about getting my ass whooped.
Yeah. Well, it's like I just got my ass whipped too. So by the same guy. You know what you're gonna do. So let's adjust this. So Senior Life 9394. Dear Rich, is copy artifact useful as either another tome or factory in place of a third tome in a format where factory is restricted, or no good against REB? Copy Artifact is a very good card in general. It is an underplayed card, and with all of the artifacts that see play in old school Magic, I would have thought that things like Copy Artifact and Transmute Artifact would see much more play. But they don't. I don't think that I would cut down a tome from 3 down to 2 in order to play a Copy Artifact. I might consider cutting Disrupting Scepters from 2 down to 1 to play a Copy Artifact, because running 1 Scepter and then a Copy Artifact is a cheaper version of maybe a Scepter, or yes, maybe a Soul Ring or another Jayemdae Tome, or when our round 1 opponent who was playing the Stasis deck and had the Howling Mines and the Relic Barriers, Copy Artifact can do a whole heck of a lot of things. So I definitely think that Copy Artifact could have a place in this deck when it comes to Paladin Magic. So not all that concerned about Red Elemental Blast. So Zoopaloop, any other favorite combos with Power Artifact besides Power Artifact Basalt Monolith? Well, in old school Magic, it's really, really tough because, there really isn't anything great to pair it with other than Basalt Monolith. But one of the cool things that I always liked to do when I played a Power Monolith deck was to put in a Stream of Life, so that you had the opportunity to gain infinite life, which made it so that the opponent couldn't kill you with damage, as opposed to just winning with a Fireball or with a really large Brain Geyser. But there really isn't anything great to do with a Power Artifact other than that in old school Magic. So, all right, Entrox, what do you want to do?
2-1-3.
2-1-3. You can do the same.
I was going to say something witty, and then I refrained.
Ah, okay. Are you going to choose even or odd?
Sure, I'll choose odd.
Okay. It is odd. It is 3. So for those keeping score, we rolled odd all 3 times today, which is an anomaly since the orange die likes to roll even more frequently than it rolls odd. So, good luck, sir.
Good luck to you, sir. I will keep.
I'll keep as well.
Alright, I'm going to play a Bayou and turn that into a Birds of Paradise.
Sure.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I will draw. Plains, Swords the Bird. RFG, go ahead.
Drop.
Yep.
Saf.
Okay.
Sylvan.
Okie doke.
Pass to you.
Untap. Draw. Underground Sea. Soul Ring. Disrupting Scepter. Go ahead.
Library.
Just make sure your bird is exiled, because if you are playing Lich and you're playing blue, that means you are probably playing Time Twister.
Maybe. It's gone. Alright, I'll keep 1 and put 2 back.
Okay.
And then I will play a Bayou.
Spurs.
We'll pass the turn.
Okay. Cards in hand?
I have 3.
Okay. Draw. I'll make you pitch a card.
Sure, I'll discard Forest.
And you can go.
Sylvan.
Mana Vault doesn't work with Power Artifact because Mana Vault has a triggered ability to untap it, not an activated ability to untap it. So while there are versions of Mana Vault that look like that it is an activated ability, Mana Vault does not work with Power Artifact. Yeah, Rocket Launcher is definitely another win condition that you can use in a Power Monolith deck, but putting the Power Artifact on a Rocket Launcher just makes it cost 1 instead of 2, which if you have infinite mana, then I'd rather just, I'd use it for something different. Okay. What do you got going on? Anything?
I pass.
Oh, okay. Untap. Cards in hand?
I got 3.
Okay. Draw. I will have you discard a card.
Drop.
And you can go.
I will pay 8 and take 2 extra. Go to 12.
Pay 8. Seems good.
Birds.
That's a birds.
Pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Felwarstone.
Yep.
Cards?
I've got 4.
4. I'm going to disenchant your Sylvan Library.
Void Fate.
Void Fate. Hot dog. So you've got how many cards now? 3?
I now have 3.
Okay. Go ahead.
Untap. Sylvan.
Brain Geyser is the only infinite draw that you can use in old school Magic to kill your opponents. Now, if you have infinite mana, you can use something like Book of Wrath to draw cards, but you have to pay 2 life for each card that you draw as well. But that definitely doesn't make them draw the cards either. So.
Give me a second here to think. That's super unfortunate. How many cards in your hand?
4.
All right, I'm gonna take both. Go to 4.
Okay. I mean, he's playing Lich, so he doesn't really care.
I'll play a Taiga,
Get burrs.
and then I think at this point, because you played a Disenchant, I'm more worried about a counterspell. But I guess I'll just try it. Yeah, show me a counterspell. Eureka.
I'll counter it.
All right. Regrowth.
Targeting.
Eureka.
Sure. Cards in
And
hand.
then 4.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to play a Tundra.
Sarah Angel.
I'm going to geyser myself for 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And you can go.
Sylvan. Just 1.
I mean, you could pay the 4 life and just go to 0.
I could. Forest. Eureka.
Cards in hand?
3.
Okay, Eureka resolves.
You go first.
I'm sorry?
Do I go first or you go 1st?
You're active player, you go first.
I'll put in a Dark Heart of the Wood.
I'll put in an Abyss.
I'll put in a Lich.
I'll put in a Jayemdae Tome.
Okay, I have no more effects.
I'll put in another Disrupting Scepter.
Okay. I am going to sacrifice a forest to Dark Heart of the Wood.
Okay.
I'll draw 3 cards.
Yep. Put you at 0. You draw 3 instead because of the Lich.
I will play a forest and sacrifice the Birds of Paradise.
Why are you sacrificing
I'm
Birds
sorry,
of
I
Paradise?
meant,
You don't-
I meant to play
you don't
this
have your fast
spot.
bond.
There it is.
Yeah.
Because I haven't. Did I play land? I don't remember. I don't think so. So I'll play this land and now I'll sack the Birds
Okay.
of Paradise.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yep. That's fine.
Okay. Now I'll sacrifice this forest and gain 3 life.
Okay. So you draw 3 cards.
Okay, so then I will tap this for blue and ancestral myself.
Okay. Stream of Life says, use the card command to look up disenchant. Yes. Yes. Disenchant will win me the game.
It'll get you there. Okay, so now I'm gonna sacrifice this Bayou and draw 3 cards.
Yeah. So if Entrox has anything to do with it, he is not going to let me have another turn.
That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. Because if he does, then he loses.
I'm gonna sacrifice this, draw 3 cards.
Yep. So with the fast bond, he can play any number of lands he wants, but he would take a point. Because of the Lich, instead of taking a point of damage, he would have to sacrifice a permanent. So because he's at 0 life, he can obviously sack his tap mocks. He can sacrifice his Sylvan library because he can't use his Sylvan really for much anymore. He wants to try to win this turn. So
I'll play a Bayou and sacrifice a permanent, sacrificing.
Mm-hmm. 4 mana.
Eureka.
Resolves.
I'm gonna just put in a shitload of permanents. City. Fast
Oh, still one at a time, mofo.
City.
Right, you play City. All right, I'm gonna put in my other Abyss.
Okay. Aren't they enchant worlds? Don't they close
They are
each other
enchant
off?
worlds. However, state-based actions don't check until somebody has priority. Nobody has priority while this spell is resolving. So this is one and only situation where you will see 2 abysses on the table for an extended period of time.
It'll happen. All right. How about a fast bond?
Okay.
Maze of Id?
Okay.
Are you done permanents? Can I go? I'm still going. Forest.
Yeah.
Forest. forest, forest, desert.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a colorless into my mana pool.
Okay, so the Eureka is done resolving, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Eureka's done resolving.
All right.
All right, so I'll put a colorless into my mana pool
Okay.
by tapping the desert.
Yep.
I'm going to sacrifice this Bayou
Mm-hmm.
and draw 3 cards.
Sure.
I'll play a chop and sacrifice the desert.
Yep.
Sacrifice Taiga and draw 3 cards.
Yep. So he's looking for a mirror universe here, and he needs a time walk. He does not want to give me another turn. And then another thing too is because of the fact that he has 2 draw 7s in his deck, he does not want to play either Twister or Wheel of Fortune because either one of them can draw me into a disenchant. And
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be bad because if the Lich goes away, he automatically dies.
Sacrifice Bayou, draw 3.
Yep.
Play a Jet, play a Lotus.
I know this deck very well because I've played it a couple of different times.
I'll play a Taiga and sacrifice City in a Bottle.
You have to sacrifice 2 permanents because of the 2 different copies of Fast Bond. Both of them trigger.
All right, I'll sacrifice this fast
Yeah.
spot.
There you
go. Wow, this is ridiculous. Draw 3 more cards.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he needs to get his mirror and he needs to get his time walk.
Put a green into play.
Yeah, so you got a green and a colorless floating.
Yeah, I will sacrifice the forest to draw 3.
Getting low,
I mean, it's gonna fall eventually.
in theory.
Ruby. My biggest concern is that you've been holding out on me. So that's kind of an issue.
Felden's Cane? Yeah, he probably doesn't run Felden's Cane. He doesn't need Felden's Cane. The only thing that would be bad is if the Time Walk or the Mirror Universe are the last card in his deck, and his deck doesn't have multiples of 3.
I'll put a green. Sack it to draw 3.
Because if his deck doesn't have multiples of 3, then he can't sacrifice a forest to the Dark Heart of the Wood to gain the 3 life that would be replaced by the Lich of drawing 3 cards. Mirror could be on the bottom of the library and he could ancestral him. Well, yeah, that happens too. But
this was a colorless, so I'll use the colorless.
Yep. Another heart wouldn't do any good because you're activating Dark Heart of the Wood by sacrificing a forest to it. So by sacrificing the forest, you're paying a cost, and the effect of that cost is gaining 3 life. So having a second Dark Heart of the Wood doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Okay, so that Demonic Tutor resolves. Well, you didn't have to reveal it, but we knew what you were doing.
I'm just playing for the stream at this point.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You've got 2 green floating.
I have 2 green floating. I will use let me be smart about this for a second. Because if you actually do have a counterspell in your hand, I have to be able to reset. So let me think about this. I'll put a red in the pool. and the green, and I'll use these 4 mana to play a Eureka.
Resolves.
Book.
Okay.
Sylvan.
I'm surprised you have Book of Ross in that deck. That's weird.
Bird.
You're flashing me cards.
That's fine. Chaos Orb.
Mm-hmm.
Taiga. Chop. Forest. Sylvan. Your universe.
Okay.
Activate Chaos Orb.
Okay.
Target Tundra.
You don't target anything with Chaos Orb, but okay.
I know, but I'm going after your Tundra.
Yeah. What are you using?
Mirror.
What are you... The mirror? Okay. Now, hold on. Before you do this, all right, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I've told you multiple times. Don't be
Don't
moving
move
your
my
hand when you flip your orb. It's like, take your shot. Just... Oh. Still misses.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll just time log.
Okay. I'll reveal the regrowth that was in my hand.
See, I had to make sure I had Twister too, so that I could reset.
Yep. Twister would have been good because I mean I probably would have been able to draw something off that Twister. So
I was afraid of. I knew you didn't have disenchant because you would have killed me long ago, but I was afraid of a counterspell.
right, and I mean the counter spell would have been fine. So.
You said you played this deck on stream before?
Yep.
It's
My very
tough.
first Tuesday Night Gauntlet, I played the deck, and that was before I was streaming. And then a few months back, I played it as well. I am a combined 1 and 5 with the deck. So.
So you struggled a bit.
You could say that. I mean, it's not a good deck. It's a fun deck to play, and when it goes off great. It's it's awesome. But
It's a good deck to play, and you won't see it again for 6 months.
yeah,
I couldn't imagine, like, I think most old school players kind of buy into, maybe 1 to 3 decks. You can assimilate a few cards across them. I couldn't imagine this being your deck of choice, and you bought into this one.
I really like Eureka. I think that Eureka is a really fun card, and the first time I played it, I only played with 3 Eurekas because that's all I owned. But I did eventually get a 4th Eureka. It was my 4th Eureka was an artist proof.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is super sweet, especially since a bunch of the artist proofs have gone up considerably in value, especially the ones from Legends. So, my
Did you
English
get those
Abyss-
lightning bolts?
What was that?
Did you get those lightning bolts?
No, I won an auction for those lightning bolts. They have not yet arrived. They just got shipped today.
But you won it?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So, for those who aren't aware, I haven't announced this publicly. I just won an auction for 4 German limited 4 and black bordered lightning bolts signed by Christopher Rush. It'll be my first cards that are signed by the late great Christopher Rush. I am glad to have them, to have won them in the auction, and I'm looking forward to receiving them and playing them on my stream, which will mean that my Japanese 4th edition ones will be going away pretty soon after I get the German ones. The German limited are more scarce, are a little bit more rare, and the fact that they have the Rush autographs on them is pretty sweet.
Zoopaloop said, did he forget to put them in the deck? No, they were in there. It's just, Rich tells me every week that I need to draw better, and I haven't learned how to do that yet. So when I figure out how to do that, I will win much quicker.
Yeah.
I think I drew most of the deck to get there that time.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, you have the demonic tutor. So did you tutor for the mirror or for the Eureka?
I tutored for the mirror.
Okay. 2 on 1 on 3.
You can do the same.
And I will be on the play.
Seems good. No, I won't be, Damien. I got a formal wedding I'm going to, so I'll be dressed up in a tuxedo, so I'll miss that tournament.
And June 5th is my wedding anniversary. We are going out of town. I will keep this.
Yeah, I'll hang on to it.
Okay, so I will go Underground, Sea, Jet, Soul Ring, go.
There's a lot of mana there.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll go Taiga, Sapphire, Fast Bond, Bayou take a point, Taiga take a point, go to 18.
Okay.
And I will pass to you.
Cards in hand?
3.
3. Okay.
You gonna hit me?
Draw. Volcanic Islands. Hypnotic Spectre. I'm going to burn for 1.
What the hell is this horse shit?
And you can go.
Hypnotic Spectre.
And look at what's super sweet Hypnotic Spectre.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Huh. How many cards in your hand?
3.
It's just too risky. I feel like I want to, but it's just too risky. I'll pass.
End step. I'll Ancestral myself.
Seems good.
1, 2, 3. Untap. Draw. Underground Sea. Attack for 2.
16.
Number 3.
Here?
Yep.
Lich.
Okay. So you are at 16. I am at 19. Go ahead. Sure.
Twister.
No.
Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Swing 2.
14.
Discard 1 at random.
Which one you want?
The one on your right.
My right?
You're right. Yep.
Fast one.
Okay. Lotus. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Big ass brain.
7. I'm going to geyser myself for 5.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will play a land and another hippie.
Ooh.
And I will say go.
What you're saying is I should win the game this turn. That's not going to do it. Pass to you.
Untap.
During your upkeep, I have effects.
Okay.
I would like to mana short you.
You would like to mana short me. I'll red blast it.
Yep.
Draw for turn. Attack for 4.
Down to 10. You get Eureka.
Jayemdae Tome. Time Walk.
Yep.
Untap. Draw. Attack for 4.
6.
Factory. Recall. Discarding Chaos Orb. Get back the Time Walk.
Yep.
Cast
Game
the
3.
Time Walk.
Game 3.
Yep, yep, yep. Bam.
Hypnotic Spectre. What the hell is this horse shit? If you wouldn't have plucked the Lich, I think I could have gone off.
No.
No?
No. I've been holding the disenchant for several turns.
But you tapped out.
Oh yeah,
To play
that's true.
Hypnotic Spectre.
Yeah, but I also had the Chaos Orb too. So
Yeah, but I think I was going to go off that turn.
yeah, but if I put the Chaos Orb and a land into play,
Oh, yeah.
then I just kill your Lich in response to whatever you do first. So
Yeah. I had to play around that last round. Turn 1 Chaos Orb, and it sat there forever until I could
oh yeah.
play around it.
So the first time that I played the deck, I had one opponent put a Chaos Orb into play twice when I cast Eureka. And then I had another opponent who drew his one of Boomerang both times when I went to go off with Lich. So
Well, Boomerang doesn't kill you.
Boomerang kills you. Bounce the Lich. Lich goes away.
Doesn't kill you. If you, in response,
You're at
draw
0.
a card of the wood
Yeah.
and gain 3 life.
No, you don't gain 3 life.
If
If you draw 3 cards in response, I mean, if you sack in
you're not gonna gain
response, you
3
draw
life.
3 cards.
yes, you're saying there's no way.
There's
to,
never a point where you're not dead.
Yeah,
Yeah. So.
unless you. There's no
So,
way.
I mean, regardless of whether or not there's a trigger involved, if you're at 0 life, you're at 0 life.
Yeah, state-based effects would
Yeah.
trigger. Well, not trigger, but state-based effect.
Put your cards wherever.
You two. I'll go first. This time I'm going to win on turn 1. That's the goal.
Not possible.
No? You don't think so?
It's not mathematically possible to win on turn 1, I don't think.
Well, not win, but
Not to
you could
win. I mean, you could get some awesome combo-ness going on, maybe. But
win on turn 2. I will keep.
Yeah, I'll keep.
I'm going to play a Tropical Island, and then I have effects on your upkeep.
Okay.
I'm going to Ancestral.
Sure.
Keep going.
Draw. Tundra, Lotus, go.
Taiga. Jet. Lotus.
Mm-hmm. Damien says his first night playing Paladins, he got channeled to death. On
Turn 1. That's funny. Dark Heart of the Wood.
Sure.
Pass.
Underground Sea, go ahead.
Bayou, go.
You said Bayou, go?
I did.
Okay. Draw. Tundra, go ahead.
Forest, go.
Draw. Underground Sea. Sack for 3. I'm going to Brain Geyser for 3.
I'm gonna red blast it.
Okay. And Time Walk.
Sure.
Untap. Draw. Factory.
It's a beater.
Cards in hand.
4.
Go ahead.
I mean, you got 5.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Draw. Bayou, go.
Hippie.
Yep.
Go.
Pass pop.
Cards in hand.
4.
Sure.
Pass.
Untap. Draw. Attack.
18.
Oops.
You got 4 for you to choose from.
We'll go to number 2.
Forest.
Okay. I'll play another hippie,
All the hippie.
and you can go.
Pass.
Untap. Draw. Attack for 4.
14.
The 2 in the middle can go away.
Top. Forest.
All the lands.
Notice a theme?
Yep. I'm going to play a Plains and cast a Jayemdae Tome.
Yep.
And you can go.
Pass.
Cards.
3.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Swing with both hippies.
10.
You can keep the one in the middle.
Taiga. Eureka.
Okay. Soul Ring. Go ahead.
Wow, this is just sad. I don't think I have any way out of this. I'll play a trap and a birds.
Sure.
Pass.
End step. I'm going to draw a card.
Yeah.
I'll sword your birds.
He's gone.
Untap. Draw. Swing 4.
6. Show me a counter spell and a scoop.
Scrublands. Go ahead.
Sylvan Library.
Sure.
Pass.
End step, I'll draw a card. Untap. Draw. Activate. Swing 6.
Sacrifice a forest. Gain 3 life.
Okay, take
Oh.
6.
Go to 3.
Puts you at 3. Go ahead.
Sylvan. Can I respond inside Sylvan?
After you're done resolving the Sylvan, you can do something, but you need to finish resolving the Sylvan before you can do anything.
Which means I can't take an extra card.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay, put these 2 back, and may I wheel?
I'm going to respond. I'm going to draw a card. That's a good one. I will disenchant the Dark Heart of the Wood.
Mm. Um, 6 points of damage. So I'm gonna sacrifice and gain 6 and go to 9. And then I'll let this go.
Okay.
And then we can wheel.
All right, so 2 red blasts and some lands.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Bird.
Yeah.
I will pass my turn.
End step, Swords the Bird.
You got it.
Untap. Draw. Ruby.
Yep.
Jet.
Yep.
C.
Okay.
Activate Factory. Attack for 6.
I go to 3.
How many cards do you have?
Wait, hold on. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I go to 3. I have like 6, I think. Yeah. 6 cards.
All right. So if 1 is on your left, then go with 3 and 5.
1, 2, 3. So this one.
Yeah.
And then 4, 5, and
Yep.
this one. You get Sylvan Library and Red Elemental Blast.
Seems all right. Disrupting Scepter.
Okay.
And activate the Scepter.
Discard Fastbound.
And you can go.
Untap. Library. Alright, I take this one and put those 2 back. I'm gonna crack this for. What am I doing? I think I can do that yet. Yeah, I can't do that. It's not good enough. Time twister.
That can resolve. Liking my odds.
I think so too. I gotta do something. I drew literally. If you go back and look, I drew 9 lands off the top of my deck.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm literally just grasping at straws to try to see if I can combo out from here.
I mean, it could happen.
It just ultimately depends on how poorly you draw off this twister and what I draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Play a trap. Go to 2. I'm gonna crack Lotus for green. Eureka.
Eureka resolves.
Tiger.
Jayemdae Tome.
Tundra. Or Forest.
Hypnotic Spectre.
Sylvan Library.
City of Brass.
Sylvan Library.
Chaos Orb.
Dark Heart of the Wood.
Sure.
I'm hellbent.
You're hellbent?
Yeah.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8. I passed you.
End step. I'm going to activate my Chaos Orb. Do you have any responses, sir?
I do. 3, 6. How much damage do you do? 2, 4.
6, 8.
Hey, John, thanks for the rate of 27.
Wow.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Wow. John Likes Games bringing us 27 people. Woot, woot, woot.
2, 4, 6, 8.
For those who are not aware, John Likes Games is a fellow streamer, friend of the stream, and he streams a bunch of stuff on Arena, like historic. So go ahead on over to twitch.tv/JohnLikesGames. Make sure that you follow him over there. We are playing old school Magic right now against fellow streamer Entrox.
I'm going to gain 9.
Yeah,
by
it does feel
sacrificing.
weird that, yes, I am normally rating you guys, but this match is going a little long.
I sacrifice Forest, Bayou, and Trop and gain 9.
Okay.
Puts me at 11. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah.
Yes, that brings you up to 11.
Yeah.
Okay. And Gimp98, thank you for the follow. And then, can we
Your Chaos
resolve
Orb.
my
Yep,
Chaos
go
Orb?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to use my Jayemdae Tome, this one right here, as your Dark Heart.
Yeah.
Hit.
Okay. It's gone.
Then we'll untap this mess of cards here.
Show me a counter spell, I'll scoop.
I don't have a counter spell.
Oh my goodness. All them cards you drew. No counter
Yeah.
spells.
All them cards I drew. I did not draw a counterspell.
I still don't think I can win.
Draw for turn. Pearl.
Yeah.
Activate the factory. Attack you for 8.
Go to 3.
I'm going to take a point down to 19, and I'm going to regrowth the Chaos Orb and
Yeah.
cast it for insurance.
Okay.
And you can go.
Alright, Sylvan.
Then you can put 2 back, and then you can look at those same 2, and you can put 2 back, and
I can
look
do
at the
that
same
repeatedly,
2.
can I?
Mm-hmm. I appreciate everybody who is here from John's stream. We are in round 3 of 3. We play 3 rounds of Old School Magic every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then my opponent is Entrox, who also streams. So what I will do is I will put a shout out in chat for him as well. If you guys could hop on over there and follow him as well, that would be awesome.
Thanks for the like and follow, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You got the win. I am 1 mana shy of trying again with regrowth into Twister, but I just don't have enough mana to do it. So you got this.
Yeah, so I would draw cards. Blah, blah,
Would you
blah.
have drawn a counterspell?
I did not draw a counterspell.
You got a disenchant?
I don't have a disenchant. I've got the
Alright.
the Chaos Orb on the table.
I could have fought through the Chaos Orb.
Whew. Well, we got there. That was awesome, and that meant that Entrox got to do the spectacular win against me in the one game, which is great. How many games have you gone off?
4.
4. All right. So, yeah, he's playing a pretty sweet Lich deck that uses Eureka to cheat the Lich into play. Instead of having to play 4 black mana, he can pay 2 green and 2. Yeah, I definitely don't like the Book of Wrath in that deck, but I'm liking a lot of things that I see. The Avoid Fates are really nice, a nice touch too. I'm not sure I like the deserts because your deck is very mana hungry.
Maze of Ith.
Yeah, so
Having extra Maze of Ith would have been favorable, but because I couldn't play Maze of Ith, I just played Desert.
yeah.
I tried it. It worked in one game when I played against the Blue Stasis deck, and all of his creatures were Zephyr Falcon.
Oh, you played against
out.
him too? Because I played against him round 1.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
good.
His only creature is Zephyr Falcon, I think. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. But Red Elemental Blast is pretty good against that deck because you just time things right and then you blast and then you win. So
Yeah, you blast it and win, and that's why I brought in like the mana shorts and the Avoid Fate as well to try to time it so that if I can stop you from going after my stuff.
right.
Well, thanks for letting me be on your stream.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have a good night.
Sorry you were having issues today, man.
I think that I was trying to quickly Google search in between. I think that my I think it's called a bit rate is set too high.
Okay.
So I turned it down in hopes that maybe that will resolve it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm not. What's mine right now? Yeah, mine's steady. I don't have a numerical value for it, but it's definitely running steady. So.
Well, I will catch you later. I'm going to pick up this Pauper game. And,
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you for the games. Take care.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. Bye. Well, chat, we got there. So we ended up 2-1. Let's take a look at one last look at what we are running today. We are playing the deck. Premier Control deck for Old School Magic. I appreciate everybody who is here, who watched me play and watched these games. It was definitely a lot of fun. So thank you all very much. My regularly scheduled stream, we just watched it. I play 3 rounds of Old School Magic, Paper Magic via webcam every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So please don't forget to follow if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody who stuck around for that final game, and everybody who came with John from his stream. Coming up, I do plan on streaming some Final Fantasy Randomizer coming soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but we will be doing that soon. So with that, thank you all very much for joining me. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And I will see you next Tuesday. Take care.